ppc.com. Today I'm going to go over an article that I wrote a bit ago called 5 Franchise Development Lead Generation Tips, which can be found on our website. I'm just going to kind of talk through some of that. So a lot of the people that we have reach out to us are people that just recently finished their FDDs, which means franchise disclosure documents. A lot of times, right when people are kind of wrapping that up, they're heavily thinking about how am I going to get leads, because they probably spent anywhere from $30,000 to maybe $100,000 or more getting all those documents lined up, getting their operations manual, and now it's time to hit the pavement, hit the streets, and get some more people signed up using your franchise, becoming franchisees. A little bit of background on us: we've managed I think it's close to $6 million in ads for franchisors seeking to find new franchisees. And so we have a lot of experience in the space. I used to be a chief marketing officer for a franchisor, and so worked on that side. And now with my agency, we work with about 70 different franchise brands. One of the first tips that I talk about here has to do with diversifying your lead sources. It's very uncommon that we find a successful franchise that just works off of one medium. That's kind of unlike a pest control company or something where they can get everything off of Google alone, or knocking doors alone. With franchise development lead generation, you want to try lots of different mediums and find what works best for you. So take $500 a month and go test franchise portals. Go sign up for whatever you think would be the best franchise broker company. Yeah, it's going to cost you $12,000 probably a year, plus a big chunk of your franchise fee. But if you can find the right advocates there, then that can work really well. There's another article that I wrote. It's over, let's see, on the side here, called Top 24 Franchise Lead Generation Sites. This would be a good one to check out, because it talks about some of the top portals like Franchise Gator, Franchise Direct, America's Best Franchises, Entrepreneur.com, BizBuySell. These are all good ones to know about. At least do your due diligence on them. As far as franchise broker networks, I didn't list a bunch of them, but that's going to be things maybe like TES, FranServe, places like that. So try diversifying your lead sources. It's also good to know what your cost per sale is. So one of the things I talk about here is just like for our own company, we have different groups that will refer business to us, and it's cheap. It's like anywhere from free to maybe $250 or something to get a referral. So those are great. But we also advertise on Google. That costs us about $1,000 to get a sale. You're paying in clicks for that. And then doing our outbound LinkedIn stuff, it's $750. But just knowing what is what, and the next thing I talk about is what is scalable. That's really important, because some things are really expensive as you scale them up. Other things are just very scalable. All you do is just put more money into it, and the cost per sale stays kind of the same. So more and more, I think half of all of the sales that come for franchises these days, according to what was that? Franchise Leadership and Development Conference. They were talking about this in October. They said, half the deals are coming off the internet. So tracking becomes really important. So when a Google lead comes in, one thing that you can do if you're doing paid advertising is you can actually pass information across the top of your URL string in variables. So you can say, keyword was this, match type was this, ad position was this, ad body was this, those types of different things, something called a G-CLID value, Google Click ID. You can pass all that information in there. If you track the G-CLID, you can send that information back into Google Ads, which not a lot of franchises do, but it's kind of a cool thing to see down to the click level what made that happen. But at least tracking what keyword did somebody come from, so you can shift your budget more to those things, unlike a franchise portal where they're just going to drive more and more leads, and usually the lead quality gets worse as you start scaling up. With pay-per-click, you can get more specific. And so that's the kind of stuff that we do is, what keyword did something come from? If it's Facebook, what audience did it come from? And then really focusing those efforts on what produced someone who made it to a discovery day, meet the founders, or turn into a sale. Those are the types of pivots that you want to make. And then the last thing I kind of talk about here is hiring an expert. So whatever you do, whether it's search engine optimization, working with a broker network, hiring a consultant, a coach, whatever it is that you do, like have someone who really knows what they're talking about, that they can at least give you some feedback. This is a recommended budget, or, try doing this, or try these types of things. Then that's really helpful. Anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We have a live chat on our website. Again, it's leadppc.com. My name is Grant. Love to hear from you. Thanks.